If Woody had gone right to the police, this would never have happened.
Uh-oh.
So there are liberties being taken, like there's going to be an increased amount of shit talk.
Oh, I have to remind myself I'm here willingly.
Catch one with a little bit of attitude, big guy.
Man, you champion son.
It's a kangaroo court.
How is the NFL a kangaroo court?
Could you please let me explain why?
No, I don't want to hear this garbage. Give me an answer to the questions I asked you.
What the fuck are we doing?
Come on with it, baby!
Thanks, boy.
Italian. I'll talk to you later.
Let's get to the thing,
All right.
right?
My undercarriage is sweating. For the best Italian food in Western New York, Elliot Apollo's, call 716-825-3675. The Lardon Construction Group.
Fubo TV, the official streaming service of Do Champions. FanDuel, the official sportsbook of Do Champions.
For all your summertime needs, beauty pools, as well as kayak pools.
CX Chronicles, your total customer solutions focused manager. W.GG, the official energy drink of Do Champions.
Hey, Sons of Erie, our artwork looks better on your walls. Hamburg Brewing, please visit our tap room on Boston State Road, Hamburg, New York. And finally,
Fat Boy Surf Club for all your surfing needs.
what's going on? Coming to you live from the Seagull's Nest. We're back. This is the Third and Manageable podcast, sponsored by nothing but illustrious sponsors, and we got nothing but illustrious guests. At a little bit past the hour, we do have Mr. Aaron Williams coming on, as well as Jeremy Kelly. I'd like to pan around the room. We were off last week, just a little maintenance work. But as always, I'm with my friend, my foe, my hero, and my the reason that I had to get unlimited texting and switch to Verizon. I got Mr. Matt Diegert. Matty, what's going on, buddy?
Not too much. What's going on with you guys?
Nothing. Just trying to get through this intro. I'm trying to remember how to do it. And then joining us, we got Mr. Johnny McDuffie. You're seeing him a lot more on this program because I think he's got something to say, and he's got a very good voice to echo those thoughts. Johnny.
Just a little bit. Don't do too much.
I'm not trying to. I mean, that hat is doing everything it needs to. That hat is good. Before we hopped on air, Johnny was just like, "Yo, I get some compliments.
I get a lot of compliments about this hat. I think you need about 100 more. We could put them in the store where I'm at.
Yeah,
people ask about this a lot.
Dude, I love like something with like a little buffalo flair, something like just a little different, a little, what is that French phrase we always used to use?
Je ne sais quoi.
A little je ne sais quoi. Yeah, that which cannot be quantified. But we got a couple things we want to talk to you about. We got a little equipment news coming from Off the Rack. We're seeing some new helmets as they debut in OTAs. We did not see a James Cook at OTAs. Once again, we're going to hammer on what that acronym means in the keyword.
Pro Football Sports Network, or one of the pro football networks put
what the fuck are you talking about? I was talking about the acronym fucking OTAs as an optional team activity. But correct. Go banter on.
They actually put out a article about 2 hours ago.
What?
They put an article out about 2 hours ago, naming some of the best landing spots for James Cook if the Bills were decided to trade him.
That seems premature. No,
on the way he go.
I mean, we talked about it like last week, Johnny, 2 weeks ago. Like, this guy's got to play out a final year. Dalvin's, I think, might be in this cat's ear just a little too much. Where you at? Is your opinion changed at all? Or, I mean, it is optional team activity,
right?
It's not mandated. I mean, Diggs isn't.
Yeah, let's not touch that because he's no longer on the Bills. Yeah. Like, who cares what he's handing out?
He's definitely not our
I mean, I'm gonna touch it. Fucking guys, fucking have we not learned from being on yachts like the Giants, the fucking Vikings? Like,
well, I'm gonna say it was edibles.
Like,
no,
have none of these guys? I know, but has none of these guys learned? Get rid of the cell phones and the cameras when you're on a yacht. Like, there's no reason.
I mean, like, if you walk into a Chappelle show and he's taking your fucking phones and he's allowed to say some of that shit, right? Why wouldn't you just? Plus, who wants their phone on a leisurely day in the water? That's a recipe for having to go to Verizon.
I don't think he did anything wrong. Who's your daddy?
I mean,
I mean, you know, it's
What
the
was
stuff
the
he was
problem?
handing out more than anything.
Well,
else,
didn't
but-
wait, didn't I don't remember what pundit said it, but he said he had it on good volition that like cutting him is not off the table, while unlikely, but there's already some inner conversations, and once again, this is hearsay, inner conversations of quote unquote, how bad do you want it?
Right.
That's not a good place to be when you're on your fucking your fourth team. What do you guys? I mean, am I wrong?
No, I mean you're not wrong per se, but I mean that's the thing. Like some of these guys, they gotta learn to live their life outside of the camera, because you can't just hand out a pink white or a pink dust and expect nobody to be like, hey, what the hell is that? And then it blow up all over Twitter. Like you know, like you said, if you're going to go to a comedy show and they're taking your phones and cameras and everything else that they don't want specifically on, you know, for whatever reason, why aren't you doing the same thing as a NFL football star?
We got our first comment here. Patriots could cut Diggs now. Yeah, they absolutely could. And I don't think their panties would be too much in a bunch to lose him. I mean, they got to get Drake May weapons. They absolutely have to get him some weapons, and they can't have like any distractions for the young buck. But that being said, we are touching a little bit on OTAs, and we do have a few OTA news and notes.
Well, let's do the off the rack first,
which is where we're gonna do our first segment. You guys seem to like it. We seem to love it. This is called Off the Rack, sponsored by Fat Boy Surf Club. Fat Boy Surf Club for all your surfing needs. Off the Rack, Maddie, tell them what Off the Rack is.
Yeah, so I mean, it's sponsored by Fat Boy Surf Club. It's equipment changes that we see, whether it be OTAs, regular season, training camp, that we think are important to the team, important to us, important to anybody else.
Yep. Of basically of news and notes. Oh, he's got a breaking news. No. So anyway, Off the Rack, sponsored by Fat Boy Surf Club. This is what we noticed this week. Keon Coleman, who did report to camp, he is rocking a new helmet. You'll see the one on the left. That is the old one. That is the Rydell Speed Flex. True. And that what he paired with a clear Oakley visor. Now he is going with a Schutt F7 Pro. In talking to, when we talked to Alec, when we talked to Eric Wood, a lot of these position specific helmets are starting to become very, very popular. This is a position-specific helmet, one where the visor, if he doesn't choose to wear it during the game, can be snapped off efficiently by the training staff. But this is of news and notes. The Rydell Speed Flex, very, very popular at the collegiate stage. I know he wore that both at Michigan State and at Florida State. The only thing staying consistent, or the two things staying consistent, is the Prism Oakley visor, as well as a Sports Star Victory chin strap. He's using that all the way back to 2022 through 2024. Lost a little bit. I don't see double chin straps anymore, or double mouth guards anymore. I think that's like an aesthetic thing.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I never got it. What was your Johnny? What was your aesthetic thing when you were playing ball?
No, I think I had a double mouth guard.
Did you really?
Well, the double mouth guard is literally for like the reason why the Keon Coleman wore it is because he would wear one, the primary color and alternate color of the team that they were playing.
I mean, that's not a reason. That's just an explanation.
Well,
that's different.
I mean, do you? I think it's just for fucking swag.
It was for swag for me, but I used to chew my mouthpiece a lot.
Really?
Yeah, I did too.
I'll tell you this. In college with me, I used to have so many pre-molded like mouth guards because the training staff knew I got a little bit heady, like when things weren't going my way, and I would just spit the mouth guard out in my hand and just fucking launch it as fucking far as I could. And like, then you saw the training staff like run out, student needs another mouth guard. So they tossed me one of my fucking pre-molds, but I was never with that. I guess for swag or anything like that. I never wore sleeves. That's like the old school mentality. And I try to pass that down to the young linebackers. Like, yo, we don't wear sleeves. We're tougher.
I never wore sleeves.
Yeah.
Like I played running back.
You wear a cup?
Hell yeah.
You wore a cup? You wore a cup? I never wore a cup.
No, I couldn't wear a cup.
Yeah. I had a hand towel, like a real long hand towel that I'd almost like create like a little bird's nest, like
Yeah.
when I tucked it in my pants, like a bird's nest, and then use that.
I got hit in the nuts one time so bad in Little League that I never went without it. Never. I think I was playing the Fruitville Rockets or something like that. And this was like one of the most vicious teams in Little League at the time. And they do everything to you, hit you in the nuts, punch you in the ribs, scratch you, everything. Man, it happened to me one game. I always make sure I have my cup after that. Even in high school, all the way going to semi-pro, everything.
See, mine was a little different. I got hit with the cup
That's funny.
on, and I felt like it affected me more the way that it
Yeah.
because cups are pointed at the
it jam in between that.
Yeah.
That's like the one piece of like football equipment that I don't think is improved or fucking changed.
Nah.
in anything.
Yeah. Anyway, this is Off the Rack, sponsored by Fat Boy Surf Club. For all your surfing needs, Fat Boy Surf Club. Just one more look at it. We do have Keon Coleman rocking a new Shut F7 Pro, swapping that out for the Rydell Speed Flex. Now, if there is going to be a big swap out, Johnny, we've talked about this before.
Right.
You don't want to hear about a swap out from the Speed Flex to the F7 Pro. What helmet swap out do you want to hear about?
The swap out I want to see the red helmets come back. I want to get rid of the white helmets. Let's bring back the red helmets.
Get rid of them?
Helmets.
Yeah. You know, no. I'll fight you on this.
What you think?
I think the red helmets have their place with it being the last season at Highmark Stadium, Rich Stadium, New Era Stadium, whatever you want to call it. I think they have a place, but I think they should be used for the gear up. Like when you have, when there's number one seating on the line and you keep that shit you don't say peep, and you let Josh walk out. You don't, it's almost like the Mighty Ducks.
Right.
You know when the Mighty Ducks wore Team USA for the first 2
after
periods?
the second period, they come out in the new Mighty Ducks jerseys, and
I don't have that.
like,
I don't have that soundbite, but quack, quack,
yeah,
quack, quack. But you know what I'm saying? It should be saved for a moment.
No, I don't think it should be saved for a moment.
You think it's back for you need it for the culture?
But not even the culture. Bring back the dog and the Bills. Back when in the early 90s, when the Jim Kelly, the Thurman Thomas, OJ Simpson, when they wore those red helmets, it meant something. Our colors are red, white, and blue.
You got me on that last week.
The American flag is red, white.
He got me. He set me up too.
See, yeah. I get it. I get where you're coming from, but I'm with what Student said too. Is like I truly think it's got to be for those big games. Like I know it might not be a big game, but they have the NFL rivalry stuff.
They did have the,
if
I
don't see
if
that,
I can find it.
If I don't see that in week 3 against the Dolphins, where it's the old Dolphins jerseys and the Bills red helmets with the jerseys now, or the they bring back throwback jerseys, or how, but if it's not that, then like that they blew it big time.
See, the thing is, for me, if you just bring it back for certain games, I'm gonna be disappointed when we lose. If we lose.
Okay.
So now that's the problem. But to quote Deion Sanders, when you look good, you feel good, you play good. So hopefully, if they do wear those red helmets just for certain games, it'll be a go.
Well, and it kind of reminds me a little bit of like how the Sabres brought back the goat head jersey, the black and red, and they only wear it for like 15 to 20 games a year. And 2 years ago, they were almost undefeated in those jerseys. Yeah, they sucked in the blue and gold, but I mean, at this point, and please do anything to help the Buffalo Sabres. But going back to the red helmets, I truly am. I'm of the mind you do it 1 or 2 times a year, for a get up game against the Chiefs when it's here in Buffalo, or when it's against the Dolphins here in Buffalo, or you have it for week 18 as the final send off to the Ralph Wilson.
Well,
Stadium.
this just got put out as Amazon Prime Thursday Night Football. I put it up on the screen here. What do you see on that?
Yeah, it's Dan Marino, Jim Kelly in those old rivalry jerseys. Like there is no reason that should not be the uniform combination that goes on in week 3.
Tommy Giamma commenting here, kind of following our sentiments. Yes, week 3 is perfect. Well, maybe for selfish reasons, he goes, "That's the game I'll be attending to." So, okay, well, Tommy, I got some calls into that front office there. We do have some friends in high places. I'll give them a nudge for you.
I like the red helmets, man. I want to see them.
Yeah, I think it's like one of those things where fashion. It cycles back like every 20 to 25 years, right? Like the starter coats are back, right?
It's sick. Fashion is cyclical.
It's
so
dynamic, not static. Yeah. So anyway, here are some of the primetime games that we are talking about. We do have a week 1 on the board right here. This is the Baltimore Ravens. That week 3 that we aforementioned with the Dolphins. Week 5 with the Patriots. And then we are away for the next.
I mean, I get the fact that, staying on this real quick, I get the fact that, the Dolphins rivalry stuff, but I cannot tell you what it would mean to come out of that tunnel with those red helmets on against the Ravens on Sunday Night Football to start the season. If you do it week 1 and you do it week 18, open the season, close the season at the Ralph, and just that's your send off. Like, I think that would mean a hell of a lot to the fans.
It will, but they better play their ass off.
If they lose in those red helmets, they're never coming back.
No.
Are we now week 9? Are we home versus Kansas City?
We are. Yeah. We are home.
Why not then?
That was one of the ones that I said. I'm just saying, like, Dolphins rivalry.
Are we home
versus
the Eagles?
We are. Yes.
If that game means something, that'd be great.
Yeah, that'd be a good game to play.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. But I mean, so here's my question to you guys, since we're talking about this, and what would you rather see? Would you rather see those red helmets? Like, would you rather see it 1-1? Obviously, you got to see the blue helmet, or the blue helmets, the blue jerseys, red helmet at home one time.
Mm-hmm.
Would you rather have that twice, or would you rather have the white with the red helmets? Just to kind of, so that's away, that would be an away game. What would you rather see? Like two, like if they told you, Johnny, we're only doing it twice this year, you pick 2 games.
Ooh, good question.
You pick 2 games. One can be, or you can go 1-1. You can go 2 away, no home, 2 home, no away. Which would you rather do?
I do 1-1. I agree with that.
Yeah.
I do 1-1.
Yeah, I think I'm at the same place. I would love to see just the way that they dressed during the Super Bowl, like the first Super Bowl against the Giants. You had the white on white on red, and it just was just.
Well, I would like to interject that the playoff uniform policy, alternate jerseys, despite the expanded use of alternate uniforms in the regular season, teams are required to wear their primary jerseys and helmets during the playoffs and Super Bowl. Alternate jerseys are not permitted in the postseason. Although the NFL has relaxed its policy to allow teams to wear alternate pants during the playoffs.
Yeah.
Previously, only primary uniform pants were permitted in the postseason.
I mean, I'm not going to lie. I would have loved to see the Eagles destroy the Kansas City Chiefs
green.
In the Kelly green. That would have just been, that would have put that over the top. If it's 40-3 against the Kansas City Chiefs in Kelly green, that would have probably been like one of the best Super Bowls of all time.
Yeah, that would have been a good one.
Absolutely. So coming up on the hour, we do have Jeremy Kelly coming on. He is hosting a camp for the kids. We'll flash it real quick. Jeremy Kelly's Why Not You football camp. So we should have him here in a couple of minutes coming on. Jeremy Kelly, a guy I played against in college at the University of Maine, a guy that I played in a couple All-Star games with, a 2006 graduate of West Seneca. He did lead up the Legends program for the Buffalo Bills since its inception 2 years ago. He did take a position with, where do you think, Matt?
Carolina
Panthers. The synergy between us and the Panthers is nonstop. We do have a question from the Peanut Gallery. Why is there a Gabe Davis cutout behind Student? A Gabe Davis cutout behind Student. Why hasn't Gabe Davis found a home yet, boys? That's the question that we really should be asking. What do you think?
I think we should have kept him.
Well, now that we, I don't think we should have kept him. I think that contract was astronomical. I think that contract was beyond our means for paying someone.
Yeah.
But now that he's out, now that he's gone, now that he's an FA, he can sign anywhere. Do you want him here?
No.
We talked about this once. Well, let's go to Johnny first.
Yeah, absolutely.
But
actually, we'll go to Matt first. Matt,
go ahead,
you want him first?
So I think the way that they have the team set up now, you have Khalil Shakir, you have Elijah Moore, you have Keon Coleman, you have Curtis Samuel, you have why can't I think of the other one? It's not
Yeah,
coming.
Deion Walker,
No. That's
TJ Sanders,
defensive tackle. That's and that both
Elijah Moore.
we got Elijah Moore, but I'm just trying to think of wide receivers. Off the top of my head, I can't think of the fifth wide receiver. And I know I'm going to be kicking myself, but I mean, you have a good wide receiver room right now, especially like with Joshua Palmer, Palmer.
How did we forget him?
I don't know. But with him and Elijah Moore and Curtis Samuel, and Khalil Shakir, you have guys, even Keon Coleman, who's really good at 50-50 balls. You have these guys that can now separate in different ways. So Josh is going to have, an even better, should be an even better year with the everybody eats mentality, because everybody's going to be open. Somebody's going to always be open. Unless maybe you're going against the Broncos again, because they have three of the best cornerbacks in football. But in all seriousness, though, I mean, you have Khalil Shakir, who can get open with his footwork. He can find those spaces in the zone. You have Curtis Samuel, who still has the speed to get open, and he can help you over the over the middle, and then on the deep routes. Elijah Moore.
LaVisca.
I cannot. Well, yeah, I know. LaVisca Chenault.
Caden.
But I mean, the Bills are only probably keeping 5 receivers, maybe 6, depending.
No, I think six with the P squad.
I'm not saying practice squad. I'm saying on the initial roster,
okay,
they're most likely going to keep only 5 wide receivers.
How many tight ends?
Unless 3. They're going to keep
Jackson, Knox, Kincaid, and
Jackson Hawes.
You don't think Davidson can play?
I think he can, but I think
he's a practice
squad guy.
Got it. Understood.
So if you have those 5 receivers, Josh Palmer, Elijah Moore, Keon Coleman, Khalil Shakir, and now I'm forgetting another
Curtis
one. Curtis Samuel. Thank you. You're literally have a wide receiver room that has a different type of guy in every spot. And Keon Coleman also, going on to this part of it, adding that 10 pounds of muscle now is going to not only help on his 50-50 balls, but also they said he's looking faster in and out of breaks at OTAs. Elijah Moore looks like a star with Josh Allen, the way that he's running routes with him, and the ball's coming to him actually on time. He's not getting balls from Mike White or Zach Wilson or Deshaun Watson or Joe Flacco or any of those guys, and loved Joe Flacco 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Joe Flacco at 40 years old isn't Josh Allen at 29 years old.
No, but
we do
like me, we spoke.
Yeah.
We spoke on it before, and I understand the contract is not it at all, but look at the things he do bring, like you had spoke on before, the veteran, the guidance. Now we have a good lineup. We got a good wide receiver core. But what about when these guys go down throughout the season? The season been extended to what, 18 games now? How many
18
games?
17
18
weeks. 18 weeks, 17 games.
17 games. We need the whole group to stay healthy so we can get to the Super Bowl. But when these guys go down with hamstrings and sprains and everything like that, we need somebody to step in that's going to be efficient and get it done and know what they're doing.
David Serrano does comment, didn't he sign with the Giants?
No, he did not.
He did not sign with the Giants.
Giants remain in contact with Gabe Davis.
I mean, why wouldn't they? I mean, Chad Hall,
right?
Chad Hall, he is the quarterback coach there, but he was his wide receiver coach here in Buffalo. Hey, we do appreciate your comments tonight, guys. Anything you do with us. Network. One of the things we did really want to touch on is a little bit of an injury that came up in these OTAs, and that coming from go ahead, Manny.
Yeah, Joey Bosa.
Joey Bosa.
Joey Bosa is the calf strain. McDermott came out and talked about it. Said he should be ready for training camp. I think it's a nothing burger, honestly. I mean, the thing that I will say is it is a little concerning to me because Joey Bosa, but we, all the injuries in the past.
But my thing is this going to be a consistent problem throughout the season? Are we going to have problems when it's going to go from his calf to his hamstring to his ankles?
Matt, you want?
And that's kind of what I was saying. Is it might be a little bit concerning.
I was gonna say I don't even want to take that one.
Yeah, being the previous, being Joey Bosa, having all this previous injury history and everything like that with soft tissue injuries, but hopefully the Bills can get him right, because it is a calf strain. You're going from doing nothing. We literally just talked about it. What are these guys doing in the offseason? Stephon Diggs, ride on a boat somewhere, on a yacht somewhere, and these guys step off and come right into a weight room and are pushing to get back into shape, or pushing to get, back healthy and everything like that. So, I mean, it's just, I think it's a nothing burger right now, but I would keep it in the back of your mind, as fans, as anything else. Because it's, it could have literally been something where, it's just, it twinged a little bit or whatever.
See,
and
I don't want to see another Derrick Rose issue where
Right.
injury prone. They go from one injury to the next. They go from his calf to his knees to his hip. I don't want to see that. I don't.
Right.
I don't. It's a concern for me because I'm worried about it being consistent. Then I start thinking about how much he was injured. He was hurt during his college years. So it's like, I don't know. We got to keep an eye on that.
Yeah. And I'm the same. I'm the same way. I think it's just an eye needs to be kept on it. Because it's not like he, tore a tricep or, and he's trying to get back in the,
they're consistent lower body injuries.
But again, it could have, we don't know the extent of the injury. We're not in the room. It's literally a calf strain. It could have happened from him coming back in, going from cold to hot, not being hydrated enough where, and he's
basically just not worth, it's not worth surmising about.
Exactly.
So with that being said, we do welcome the guest of the hour. This is this is a longtime friend of mine, Matt. I know everybody gets sick of it. I know I have people in my life, I know, but it's like nice to admonish people and celebrate people in high places. I think he had his camera on before, and I want to say
he did, and
he's the most handsome man of this podcast. Like damn near everything he posts on Instagram. I don't know if I'm following an influencer account or if I'm following just one of the raddest dudes ever. And spoiler, it is both. I'd like to welcome Mr. Jeremy Kelly. Hey, come on with it, man. How are you doing?
Quite the intro, bro. How you been, man?
Yeah, well, you got the best of me so many times in college. Doesn't know that Jeremy and I played against each other in college, and he was a bat out of hell because I'm pretty sure that he made his all 6 foot, 6'5", 6'6",
6'6".
6. Yeah, see, that corrected me. Whatever the pro day said. His 6'6" presence was felt on special teams. It was felt on.
That was about it.
Offense. No, it wasn't. I still remember. I tell that story all the time, and I think I misappropriate it. Remember that last game at Monmouth, last play of the game, you guys huck it in the end zone. I tell everybody you caught it off my cast, but if that's not true, don't correct it because that's the way I tell the
story. I do remember that game though. It was raining, man. It was raining. It was ugly. It was sloppy. We let y'all hang around.
That's kind of like what the weather's been here in Buffalo, but hopefully it won't be like that next weekend because if you put your attention to the screen, we got Jeremy Kelly's Why Not You football camp. Something that man, you got to be on year Jeremy. You got to be year what?
Year 4, man. Year 4. Yeah.
How good does that feel to catch a wave, catch momentum, and know that like you're getting some return campers, and pretty soon you're going to get year 1 campers coming back, and they're going to have their footprint on the game. So you're going to want them as counselors.
That's right, man. Yeah, it's already started. And tell you what, it's been humbling, right? Like you think about, I mean, for me, going on, playing, getting to travel around, do your thing, college, pro, what have you. You always want to come back. You always want to do something like this. You always kind of have it in the back of your mind, but you never really know, is it something you're going to do? And quite frankly, West Seneca West football field was never nothing to write home about, right? And so when they redid it, and my coaches came to me and said, "Hey, look, we're looking to get something going here. If we do this, we got to do it right." And so super thankful for all the support that's come out, and the kids that have come back, and year to year. I tell you, one of my proudest moments is like going back home to watch my buddy's son play John Cordo, in Orchard Park.
Sacred Heart, Orchard Park.
Exactly, right? He's a Western New York legend himself. And I pull up to Orchard Park High School and I see a bunch of little kids running around with JK shirts on. I'm like, yeah, that's
Yeah.
that's a rival, right? For me to see blue and gold on that side was kind of
No,
cool,
actually,
man.
Jeremy
But
Kelly, I don't know.
yeah.
I didn't go to public school.
Yeah,
but
yeah. I mean, you guys, your streets
no,
play
but
with
like
gold over at St. Francis. You know what I
yeah, but
mean?
to
Like,
speak, to speak on that, John Cordo, you have nothing but illustrious guys. John Corder's going to
That's
be
right.
there. Doug Worthington from St. Francis.
That's right.
Ilio Apollo. You got
That's right.
Daryl Talley.
Yeah,
And
man.
I mean,
Shout out
we
to
both have
DT.
stories. We both have stories about all these people.
Yeah.
Jehu Colcrick. Wasn't he a Maine guy?
No, he wasn't, man. He went to Michigan State. Yeah, but Jehu was a guy who played at Clymer, right down in the Southern Tier. He's a Western New York guy, right? That maybe not a lot of people know about. But
did he win the Conley Cup?
He did. He did. Jehu was a monster in high school, man. I remember hearing the stories, right? But because he was in like Class C, D, right? We didn't really know a whole lot about him. But yeah, man, it's been phenomenal. The Why Not U camp is all based on bringing homegrown pros and collegiate athletes back home so these kids can see, guys who did it, who walked the same school hallways, the same streets, played at the same fields. And for me, I'm able to leverage a little bit of my network and in the NFL brotherhood and bring NFL legends back home. So, again, humbled that guys are willing to get on a flight and come to Buffalo, New York, just to support an initiative that's close to my heart and close to what we do, man, and bring in circles and just community, just love.
I always say over here, your merit as a man is what you do for others. Johnny, you said Jeremy looked real familiar.
Yeah, did you play for the Buffalo Vets?
I didn't play for the Buffalo Vets. We played against the Buffalo Vets. I played at West Seneca Little Loop, man. It was just West Seneca through and through. Yeah, yeah.
Okay. I played for the Buffalo Vets all my life since I was 5. So when he was
remember.
telling me about the program, I was like, is that I know Naaman had told me about it. Dominic spoke on it before about your training camp. And I was like, man, because he was asking me about my nephews and little cousins and stuff like that. So I was like, I can't remember who he was, but when I seen your face, I was like, he looked real familiar.
Yeah.
I don't know if I played with him or played against him, but man, I'm loving what you're doing. Keep doing it.
Man.
It's so good. I mean, and when going through some of these pictures, man, like you got Thurman in there.
That's Tony Richardson right there, man. Look, I like to tell a story about my man. Well, so Thurman, we start with Buffalo guys, right? Obviously, everybody knows Thurman Thomas needs no introduction. Then you got Donald Jones, who I just talked to Donald today, right? Buffalo Bills.
I saw you tweeted that out, yeah.
That's right. And then, but Tony Richardson, who I have my arm around right there, man. Look, T. Rich played 17 years fullback, man. Should be a future Hall of Famer. I don't know how you play 17 at fullback, but that dude's a bad man. He's a Kansas City Chiefs Hall of Famer. He's an Auburn guy. Just built different. Blocked for AP, blocked for Marcus Allen, blocked for Priest Holmes. Like if you go ahead and look at his resume, that's a dude right there that I think a lot of people don't even know about, right? But
well, Jeremy, we can get into your resume, how like you were West Seneca West, and then no, seriously, and then you went to you went to University of Maine. I know, but it does have the Bears on there. It does have the Colts. I'm sorry for your loss. I know you knew Irsay very well. You don't have a shot, but it all started with someone just giving you a shot. And can you talk to us about this picture?
I can actually. You know what, man? So that was
because that is like one of the first that is one of the first like UDF. Not were you UDFA or were you drafted?
Yeah, no, undrafted, man. Absolutely.
Same. I had my 3 days on the Chargers, but this is like UDFA of its finest, doing anything and everything just to get a chance to lace up the cleats. Tell us about this picture.
Man, that was kind of the beginning of Instagram, social media. I think was really taking off.
I saw the hashtag
for yourself, right? Exactly. There you go. Hashtag hungry. The reason I like that is because that takes me back to a time. So I was actually living in Long Island. I had just gotten cut from the Colts right on September 1st. And one of my teammates from Maine called me up, Anthony Catrone, man. He had a stint with the Jacksonville Jaguars. He said, JK, look, why don't you come out here? I'll take care of you. You can work for me for a few nights a week, but you can still train with a couple other guys who had just gotten cut.
Right.
And so I was staying at Anthony's house. I took that picture on his curb. And the reason why I love that is because the last game that I had played was against the New York Giants in the Meadowlands, right up at MetLife Stadium. 2 weeks later, I'm in Jamaica, Queens, not far from that same stadium, loading freight from JFK Airport, taking it into New York City stocking shelves at Zara on Fifth Ave. Just
Stop,
2 weeks
really?
later, bro. And so, every time I go to
Damn.
New York, I always stop by there, right? My man had an account. He was a logistics company, and we would take the boxes from Jamaica, bring it into the city, Flatiron, Meatpacking, Fifth Ave. And I'm telling you,
Speaking my language, I was there for
bro,
a while. Yeah.
man, it's so, it was a
Humbling.
very humbling time where, we going in at 11, 12 o'clock at night, finish the job at 3, 4 a.m., drive back to Long Island, get a bite to eat, sleep, wake up, train, do it all over again. And so, I go back right to that Fifth Ave corner. Halal guys was there doing that.
Halal guys, yeah.
Man,
What was yours? Like white and red? A little bit of white,
man,
red?
yeah. White sauce, a little bit of red on top, right? Like, so
Hell yeah.
it was a very humbling time where you go from catching passes in MetLife Stadium to 2 weeks later, I'm stocking boxes at Zara in the middle of the night. And people walking by you looking like,
they don't even know.
No idea what you're really chasing, man. So
just
the time in life that I appreciated, man. Really, really enjoyed that.
It was kind of like that too in the same story in Queens too. Do you remember Jose Gums from Monmouth?
I do remember that. Yeah.
He was when he was bouncing between Pittsburgh and Kansas City. He was going back to his Queens bakery and he was working the overnight shift, just trying to grind and do it. But not same far away. Right. Just a few like 10 years later, Jeremy, I'm bring your attention to this screen. That's what you've created, man. The Why Not You camp. Now, the Why Not You, is that a clever acronym for Western New York? Why not you? I just
I'm gonna tell you what, man. It was always my mantra in high school. It was just kind of like, I was a quarterback, right? I was left-handed. I could sling it. I could throw it a mile. I thought I was
because you had a great wide receiver with Dez.
Man, well, Dez was running. And Dez could do it all. He played running back, but he literally is the best athlete to ever come through that school. I'd say it all the time. But I thought I was going to be the next Mike Vick, man. But I could throw it a mile, but took 2 steps to hand it off. I was clumsy, growing into my body. Had somebody that basically told me like, look, you're gonna play wide receiver, and it just kind of became my thing. Like somebody had to get a scholarship, somebody had to go pro. Why not me, right? And that was just kind of what I held on to. So I don't know how I came up with for the camp. I really don't remember, but it just stuck, and so it just happened to work out. WNY. So I got that domain. So anyone wants to buy it off me, we could talk about it. But I'm keeping it for now.
So,
sure.
In keeping that, we do a lot. I know you've come to my bocce tournament with Harrison Phillips. That's going down June 22nd as well. What was it like? Because we entered the show with you kind of being, you were there from the inception of kind of alumni engagements and the Legends program with the Buffalo Bills. Mm-hmm. What was it like kind of wearing so many hats to make those special events special both for the fans and for the players coming back? Because I know sometimes like you almost like a handler. I know the TO story. I don't know if we could talk about that, but like just like trying to get people, to places, and it's a big weekend for their families, but it's a big weekend for fans to remind us of how far we've come and the players that have helped build the organization to get there. And you were one of the people on the backside that built up the Legends program so we can have Fitz back, so we can have, Stevie back, so we can have Fred back, so we can have A Will back. What was that whole thing like, both building that community and then now being with the Carolina Panthers and trying to not only replicate it, but to grow it to bigger heights in accordance with your vision?
So, I mean, again, for me, when I think back to the start of it, I was just thankful. Like, I got a call from the Buffalo Bills for a job I didn't even apply for right after I got done playing the game, probably 6 months after, maybe a little longer. So it was shout out to Marlon Kerner. Marlon's a former Buffalo Bill. He's local there to Buffalo, New York. That's my guy, right? Like Marlon, basically opened the door for me to come in, and he was the one who kind of laid that foundation, the year, really getting the database right, and knew that things had to go the right way to be able to service the players. And so I just got to step in at the right time, man, and take it to where it needed to go. And he afforded me that opportunity. So, man, it was special, right? I always kind of, busted the chops of some of the scouts, right? I got there with Sean McDermott and Brandon Beane, and I said, man, y'all would have signed me sooner. We would have went to the playoffs sooner, right? We broke that drought, but
if you were still playing, you probably couldn't have participate as
I-
efficiently on the Eric Wood wing tour, because I know.
Yeah, absolutely, right. And so, but no, it was special. Like when you think about, I mean, it's guys that we grew up watching, right? Was on this podcast, and so for me to some of which I already have relationships with, but when you think about just you know, you drink from the wells that you did not dig, man. There's guys that came before you that led and created opportunity, and guys that allow for you to do what you do. And so for me, it was really like, if I could just service and take care and create opportunity for them, it would all come back and they would give. Football players are very loyal. You think about it, right? We're grown to be coached. People that care for us, we're going to care for them. We're going to run to a wall for you. And so I just try to take that same mentality. Like, look, if I can take care of these guys and create opportunity for them, when I pick up the phone and we need an appearance or we need an activation or we need something, it's going to be JK when and where, not how much. And that's what we did. And so
that's well said, man.
we just take care of cats, man. And it was beautiful to see some of the traditions that still exist today, pregame, like to be able to create some of that stuff. Like you can hang your hat on that. And I still have a lot of those relationships that exist, man. It's a brotherhood. There's a ton of former Buffalo Bills here in Carolina and in Charlotte, but yeah, it was special.
Now, if you could have it your way or anything like that, what would you like for this, your next 5 years, your next 10 years? What would you like your imprint to be? More of these outreach things? Would you like to be more expansive with some ex-alumni that remind them that they matter and stuff like that? Or would you rather just find more of these events where you can impact the youth for people that don't have the systemic opportunities and just kind of create? Because I think you're a creation guy. You're not a this would be nice guy. Because I remember you called me. We were bats out of hell about working together again. Right. What's more validating? Betting on yourself and creating the new? Is it more validating that the people that you'd hope to show up for you do show up for you, or is it creation of new things to people that really honestly never expected a leg up in this life at such a young age?
Yeah, I think
that's a convoluted question, but I think it's
but I got it. It's all of the above, man. Like you're right.
Yeah.
I do like to create, right? And that is exactly what we do, and I'm afforded that opportunity to do so. When you talk about such a niche space and working in player affairs and in legends affairs, right? So the way I describe it to folks is I oversee over all of our former player care, benefits, and business integration. So what that means, right? We get to create with our premium suites and services. We get to do stuff with our marketing team, content creation, like anything and everything that we can draw up and build, because it doesn't really exist in a lot of places. So I just try to do it as best I can and leave it better than we found it. When you say like what's next in the next 5 years, I'm going to leave this place better than I found it, should that be the case, right? But I'm here. I enjoy what I do. When it comes to the kids and whatnot, we're going to try to grow that and just continue.
Are you gonna grow to the CFL, because you do have time there? I got a connection.
Yeah,
I got a connection with
what?
Luke Tasker. I got a Luke
Our
Tasker
guys. Luke was there that year one. Luke came out year one, man. But when I think
still
about
around.
Yeah, he's
I'm texting
awesome,
him right now.
That dude is so talented, man. He's one of the best route runners I've ever seen, period. But
Cornell guy, yeah. St. Francis guy, yeah.
But when I think about the camp, we've had some conversations, specifically with one of our sponsors who's a Franny's guy, and we're talking about maybe multiple locations, right? And so if we can grow it there, we can get it
Why
there.
Not? Why not multiple locations?
right, exactly. So right now, the premise of the camp, man, I really like the connection of it. I don't want to be a 400, 500 kid camp. That's not what it is, man. I like where we're at.
Intimacy, yeah.
Yeah, we're like, that 200 mark is nice. I don't know that we're going to touch that this year or not. There's a lot of things going on in Buffalo during that time, but you never know. We might with walk-ups. But that right there, that coach to player ratio is like really, really good. So I do think though, proximity is everything too. So if we can bring something to the North Towns, I think it's going to be great for kids, man. If we can just provide that experience. We all remember the first time we met a pro, and it just kind of lights something in you, man. It kind of like makes it tangible where you can say, you know what, that could be me. So if we can do that for a little boy, little girl, especially now with Olympics and being in the Olympics, LA 28, like, you never know. One kid might call you 20, exactly, right? 20 years they're coming back to me saying it started right here.
Yeah,
Yes.
so I mean, Jeremy,
Don't do
I definitely want to thank you for everything you do for the community and also hopping on with us here tonight. But real quickly, what is kind of going back to the legends a little bit? What is your weirdest alumni experience? Number one, and what is the most rewarding?
My weirdest, man, I could tell y'all stories for days, man. Y'all have no
Just
idea.
just one. Don't
Good.
get anybody in trouble. This is
Good
for the
and otherwise. I don't weirdest, man.
or panicked or
Panicked.
high stress.
You know what? Like, I mean, there's a lot. I really put some time into that just because, and I say that because so much of the job that people really don't understand is like, in so many ways, I'm a case manager. I manage crisis situations that do happen, right? Whether it's somebody facing, evictions, somebody having, marital issues, somebody having, like, there's a lot of things that are really deep and they're really serious going on in guys' lives, and that go on in everybody's daily lives, right? But as you say the word panic, one thing does come to mind. There was a player I actually talked to him today. There was a player in Buffalo who
I can't wait for this.
I'm sitting at my desk one day and I get a phone call from him. And he has like practice squad with the team for a while. He wasn't like a long tenured guy, but he's a known name. He had some great success up north in the CFL. And he called me. He's like, JK, I'm outside the stadium right now, man. I need you to come out here. I'm about to give this dude the business. I'm thinking, like, what in the world? Like, again, had no idea that he was coming, anything. And I'm like, what's going on, man? Like, calm down. And he's like, man, this truck driver, man, I got my car delivered to the stadium and he won't take it off the truck, trying to charge me more money. He's like, this Russian dude, man, you better come get him, Jake. And I'm like, what? So I sprint down the steps. I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm typing.
How did you turn into Jimmy Conway?
I just finished. Now I got to go be the equalizer. I'm like, so I'm like, just finished lunch. Now I'm sprinting outside. Like, this guy's out there. I had to talk my man down. Call security. We got it handled. But like I'm thinking this Russian mob dude's trying to hustle my guy for a couple $100 for his car. It was just a situation, very unexpected, very weird, very panicked. But yeah,
Brewskis, man.
Those things come up. There's always something.
Is Andreessen Russian or German? Regardless, you need a friend that's part of the Eastern Bloc, and now that you got him coming to camp, I think those situations will tend to sort themselves out, man.
I'm glad that we reached out to the young man. He's still locked in, I'm sure. I don't know him well. I just basically toss it up and say, hey, big dog, like, you are exactly what I'm preaching here, right? You are, straight out of Buffalo. Kids see you. They're looking at you right now and everything you do, whether you want it or not. And he seems like he's doing well for himself. Seems like he's got his head on straight. So, I don't know which day he's coming out. I know he can make one of them, right? And I'm totally cool with that. They're in OTAs right now, but that's the model. That's the motto is a guy like Joe Andreessen who, just got it out the mud, man, and he got to do it in front of his hometown.
Well, don't you feel like there's such an analogous relationship between you and him? The only difference is that you never put on the red, white, and blue.
Mm-hmm.
You were kind of, I mean, Joe Andreessen started at Bryant. You got to remember.
I know, that's right.
Bryant Bulldogs. I don't know if you ever played him. He was a FCS guy.
Mm-hmm.
The journey of the FCS is definitely a brotherhood. And it's a path by all means. Why not you? I mean,
no doubt.
You're not a Power 5 guy. You're a UDFA guy, but yet you still are, impacting.
And from land of the misfits, man. Land of the misfits. That's what we call it up in Maine, man. Like, you can't pass through there.
We used to call it the Elephant Graveyard, but I mean,
nobody want to go there.
Dude, I'm just kidding. I was playing against you when you guys were still on AstroTurf.
Yeah, I remember that vividly. Trust me, we had morning practices at 5:30 a.m. on that. It was like a brick. But you're right. The FCS guys, like, it is a brotherhood. And when I'll never forget when I first got to the CFL. We had a couple of receivers.
Is that Saskatchewan?
No, Hamilton Tiger Cats. And we had some guys from Bama and guys from Clemson, like some household names that were on the roster.
Dude, that's no joke.
And I remember my receiver coach like nudging me one practice. It was like, that's why I like you AA guys, you listen. All right. And there was times where, you're sitting in meetings with certain, players and they're coming from these programs and you're like, they don't know you can't blanket everybody, but there was a couple of times where I remember like he don't know football, he don't know that, he don't know that coverage, he don't know this, and I think like at the AA level, you were coached very intently, right? Coaches had the time to develop you and get you in. Where I think sometimes at those biggest programs, like, hey, we just got to get this level of talent on the field. So if we got to tell them go left and run straight, that's what we're doing. If we get right. That was my experience, with a couple guys that I had crossed paths with where, I felt like we got coached a little bit better at an FCS program, man. But
well, I mean,
yeah.
a 4-time Pro Bowl fullback, Pat Ricard. He's a main guy. Xavier Scott. I mean,
yeah, Pat's going into year 9 right now, man. Awesome,
crazy.
Awesome for him. Yeah, awesome for him, right? Like that's one of the reasons I went to Maine, right? Like,
you played with you? No, you actually wouldn't have played with him. Did you play with Jerron McMillan?
Play with Jerron, no doubt. I passed my number down to Jerron actually.
In those New Balance jerseys?
Man, no, we didn't have that when we were there, man. That was, you know what? We were again, land of the misfits. It's a perfect example, right? Like we had switched to Adidas.
Aeropostale?
Somewhere in the somebody had Aeropostale in that conference, like Hofstra or somebody, like weird. But man, we had switched from Nike to Adidas, like somewhere in the middle.
It was the University of Connecticut who had Aeropostale.
That's terrible. Dan Orlovsky, I call it. That's tough. But
tough scene.
Yeah,
scene.
man. We just hey man, you made the best of what you had, and you tried to go out there and do what you had to do.
So we're gonna try and get you out of here real quick. Matt, he's got one question for you.
Yeah, you brought it.
First of all, shout out to the Tally jersey in the back, man. That's my guy. DT.
That's a West Virginia. Yo, that's a
DT's gonna be there.
Yo, that's a McKinley Mall cop. I went in there to, if you could see it next to Maddie. Maddie, can you show your lamp real quick? So remove the game real quick. Yeah. So the lamp right there, that is an original Hutch Tech lamp that I went into this place in the McKinley Mall. I don't know if you have been in the McKinley Mall in a while. I think you probably worked at Hollister. You're Abercrombie. You're good looking. So, it sounds like I have such a crush on him, but I'm so in love with your philanthropy and your endeavors. That's where the crush is. But like I went in to the McKinley Mall, this place called like What's in Your Attic or whatever, and I walked into, because I bought that off of Facebook Marketplace. Talk about the land of the misfit children.
That's right.
And I bought that there, and then there was this Daryl Talley thing, West Virginia sign sitting in a case for $68, and I was just like, oh, it is completely a steal. So you will see Daryl Talley there. Maddie, to wrap this up, ask him one more question. And then we'll play him out.
I mean, you brought it up. I really wanted to kind of ask real quick the AstroTurf or Real Field. Which
he wants turf or grass. Turf or grass.
Not even a question, bro. Real Field. AstroTurf is brutal. You kidding me? There's nothing good about it.
No, I agree.
Terrible. You get
well. There's one good thing is you could bring back the Ken Griffey Air Maxes that he used to wear. Those are tough.
The Barry Sanders had those. Some of the shoe game, the turf shoe game was kind of tight, but man, nah, bro. Trust me, you get in that shower after a turf burn, you're gonna keep thinking twice.
Yeah, absolutely. Yo, JK, what was, if I can ask before you get out of here, what was your whether it be training camp, OTAs, whether it be your UDFA thing, what was your oh my God, welcome to the NFL?
I had there's two moments that I like remember, like really like, wow, this is, you kind of doing this.
I don't think I've ever asked you this.
One was not so much a welcome to the NFL, because I kind of already had a couple of stints, but when I was with the Colts.
I love that. I love that he's laughing.
When I was with the Colts, because this is like I'm a big receiver who like to be physical. Like I was gonna put paws on people, linebackers, DB, didn't matter.
That bunch formation, you wanted to be at the apex because you wanted your hands on an outside linebacker.
Yes, I want that, right? So we're in Cincinnati, and we Hasselbeck calls a play, and I go out to the left. And it was a 2-part play. So now if he kills it, I got to look down, see who the end man in line of scrimmage is. I'm coming in motion, going to crack on a DN. And so now, I go out there, line up. And so this is Pac-Man Jones, like first preseason back. So I'm like I'm juiced up because I'm like, yo, if you get a couple catches there, Like, you might make a name for yourself. 0 catches. So I go line up, and now I'm looking. If he kills it, I'm looking at the audible.
Had to give you the Aaron Williams. Come on with it.
A-Dub, shout out to A-Dub. So I look down the line of scrimmage, and I double take because all I see is like tricep. I'm like, what the? It was James Harrison. Yo, so in that moment, I'm like making a life decision, like, please don't kill this play. Please do not audible out of this play, because I'm trying to figure out how I'm gonna get run over slowly, because I'm not blocking him. Like, so there's only one course of action here, and thankfully we didn't have to check out of that play. But that was a moment where I was like,
this could end in tears.
This is different. This is gonna be different, right? But man. And then the other time that I was just that came to mind again,
that was a really good one.
When I got to Denver, it was OTAs. Like, we were kind of going through our little deal, and like, Peyton was in Denver in 2015, and the first time, like, in OTAs, like, stepping into the huddle and turning to my left and taking a play call from Peyton Manning was like,
the sheriff.
Yo, you're here.
What is life?
Like this is Peyton, right? So there's some guys that you come across that just are different, right? Like, we're fortunate, never take for granted. We grew up in Buffalo, New York, where we can drive 8 to 10 minutes down the road and we got an NFL stadium, man. Like, that doesn't happen everywhere. There's only 32 of those in the NFL, 31, right? In the entire country, right? People drive hours, fly. We can go down. So we've seen people, the Jim Kelly's, Thurmans, we've seen those guys, but there's some, but there's some dudes that you come across, man, that's like, how everybody talks about Mike Jordan, all the hoopers are like, yo, Black Jesus, like,
or taking Vince Carter and Tracy McGrady were just at the stadium for the Bills,
Right. And so that was a moment with the big piece. So, man, but no, I appreciate you guys, man. Thanks for having me on.
Nothing. If you guys haven't checked it out, haven't signed up, you got a young one that wants the young tutelage and the professional acumen. It's Jeremy Kelly's Why Not You football camp, putting up a couple graphics. It's well attended, but don't think for a second that you won't be a first priority in getting some first-rate coaching out of guys like Joe Andreessen, John Cordo, Jay Colquitt, Doug Worthington,
Daryl
Talley,
Thomas Davis Sr. Yeah, I mean, the list just goes on and on and on.
Des Randall. I mean, this list
is just, man. Shout out to Coach Des.
Yeah, I mean,
man, we got guys. You know what? If I can shout out one thing, right? Like, the thing that makes me proud about that list, right? As I look at it, right? There's guys on there that, like, maybe those names aren't familiar to everybody, but when I look at it, like, Lavale Sape is coming all the way from Utah, Salt Lake City. Thomas Williams, who was, in USC linebacker that was just like a hit stick during the days of Reggie Bush and all those guys, played in the league. He's coming all the way from Denver. My man Ian Riddick, who's a West Seneca West alumni, played at Pitt. He's a nephew of Louis Riddick. Ian's flying in from Dubai. Like, these dudes are coming from around the country for the camp, man. So it's special. It's special, man. They're coming, and they're coming.
That means they believe in your vision.
But they're coming for the kids, man. So,
no, but not just the kids. Because kids exist everywhere, Jeremy. And I want you to know this specifically. Right. Kids exist everywhere. They're coming. They're coming to be doers, to enact on your vision, and to be for the brand. And there's nothing better you could do as a man than to tether yourself to another good man and be for his brand and for the brand, because when it's for the brand, it's your brand. So we want to thank Jeremy Kelly coming up. We will be live all next weekend to see it right before the Illinois Apollo Golf Outing.
Excited that you guys are going to be there with us, man.
Yeah. Well, I mean, nothing but illustrious guys. Jeremy, we'll have to play out. We really appreciate it, man. Hey, man, go Bills.
Thanks, Jeremy.
Appreciate you guys, man.
Later. What a good guy.
Yeah, that was definitely a great interview. I mean, I'm excited to kind of help out with everything and be live the next, Friday, Saturday from there. So, I mean, let's.
Where's my notebook?
It's right here.
We'll give Aaron Williams a couple more minutes. He hasn't texted me back yet, which is just fantastic. Let's get into this a little bit, okay?
Yeah, absolutely. So
what is this? You don't even know yet. Not the game yet.
What are we getting into?
Three things.
Okay.
Number one, what deems this a success. By the way, Knicks tape.
Oh yeah,
Not good.
not good, not good, not good. It was a 2-point game all the way up until like the mid third, and then all of a sudden they just couldn't make baskets.
Damn. So here we go. I'm going to name a recent signing for the Buffalo Bills. Okay.
Okay.
First question I'm going to ask you: what would deem this a very successful signing by midway through the season? Okay. 2, your temperature check right now on the signing. 3, the viability of them making the roster.
Okay.
Okay. First person, Trey White.
I think a success.
First one question: what deems this a successful signing by week 8?
We go in week 8, week 9.
Don't be a dick.
No, I'm only asking because the Bills have the bye week in week 7.
Week 9.
Okay. So I think it's a success if Trey White is the CB2/3, if he helps to bring along Max Harrison to unseat him, or if Trey White's good enough to stay in CB2 and he I don't want specific stats from him. I could care less about stats from Trey White. Like, he knows the defense. He was most likely brought in here to help on the back end, and then also to help Max Harrison along. Like, you're going to have Christian Benford, you're going to have Trey White, and you're going to have Max Harrison, on the field, and Taron Johnson on the field at all times.
Trey White, week 9. What does he have to do to deem this a success in your book?
Make the team and be CB2, CB3.
Regardless of on-field impact.
Correct.
Does he need to be able to play special teams?
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Okay. Understood. Where's your temperature check right now with
the Trey White signing?
Yeah.
I'm very lukewarm on it. I think that it was a good signing at the time. It was. I think the money was right. I think everything on it was right. And I think after seeing him, the way he's been, putting stuff down on the field on OTAs, I think that the temperature is going to rise very quickly on him if he can show that he's back to being Trey White. Maybe not Trey White of 2018, 2019, 2020, but maybe, the Trey White before the Achilles injury, in those first 4 games, before he got hurt against the Dolphins.
Understood. Make me a gambling line of him making the roster.
Oh, it's gotta be minus 1,000.
What?
I think
he gets hurt again.
At this point right now, I think that making the roster.
No, making the roster, yeah. Cut down day.
I think he's on it. Okay, I think he's.
But minus 1,000. That's like Josh. If Josh gets hurt, it's minus 1,000. I would say minus 110.
I mean, I think that's way too low.
If he gets hurt again, I'm pricing that in.
If you're pricing that in, sure. I would definitely say maybe minus 200.
Okay, understood. Elijah Moore.
Oof,
what deems this a success by week 9?
Well, first and foremost, I think that the success is him making the team. I think that's one of the major things, because you got to remember he made the Browns, he made the Jets,
different teams.
And I'm not
dynamically different teams.
I will get to my point in a second.
Okay.
You have a guy that was a rookie with the Jets, second year with the Jets, and then traded to the Browns, who didn't have a lot of pieces there. This team has pieces. They have the Dalton Kincaids. I know he's tight end. They have the Dawson Knox. I know he's tight end. But they have the Curtis Samuels. They have the Khalil Shakirs. They have the Keon Colemans. They signed a Laviska Shenault, who may, it depends on who's going to beat out if Brandon Condrington wins the kick return job / whatever job. And if they're going to keep 6 or 7 cornerbacks and they're going to keep 5 receivers, or it's just number one thing for me is making the team, proving that he is as good or better than what they have on the roster right now, and proving that he was worth keeping on this team. 2, by week 9, I think that for him, I think that he needs to have at least I want to say 4 or 5 downfield shots that are successful.
Okay.
They don't have to be touchdowns, but taking the top off the defense with that 4.3 speed, I think that's and being able to get open over top, and potentially scoring.
Okay, make me a gambling line that he makes this roster.
Him, I'm gonna put it probably minus 160.
Okay, understood. All right, for this next one, we got a get back. Who would you rather get back, Von Miller, Gabe Davis? I know, tough.
I'm gonna say with what we talked about earlier with Johnny with the Joey Bosa stuff, I think I'd take Von Miller.
Interesting. I don't know where I'm at, man. I truly don't. I truly don't know where I'm at. I don't think Gabe has a place. We got a question here from this. I do have a question. Should the Bills sign Gabe Davis? If so, do the Bills carry an extra wide receiver this year? I think if we're going to carry, no bullshit, if we're going to carry a heavy position group, it's going to be the heavy hogs.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be 10. They're going to 10 offensive linemen again. I really.
I mean, going from left to right: Deion Dawkins, David Edwards, Connor McGovern, Cyrus Torrance, Spencer Brown. Key reserves: the dog,
Alec
Anderson,
Ryan Vandermark,
Cedric VPG.
Yep.
Chase Blount, Tyler Grable.
Yeah, I mean, you got a lot of guys there that deserve to be.
I adore, and this is not preying on anybody's downfall. I adore a switch out of Reggie Gilliam for Q.
Yeah, I mean, it's tough to see. Q gone, because he always seemed to be in the right spot. He always seemed to be making the right blocks. He always seemed to be making the right plays when he got his opportunities.
I mean, yeah.
So I
mean that'll be a shitty. He lands somewhere else because he'll land somewhere else. And here's the problem, Matt. He'll land somewhere else, and I don't think he'll gel somewhere else. And I'm praying that's not the end of him, right? Truly, because
well, we've seen
because if he's signed here, he continues his NFL journey, and I think he gets better and better and better. He's a kid from Houston, out of Bowling Green, but I feel like if he's got to fucking pick up the pieces and fucking build a case with another team,
and he's gonna try and do that with the Jacksonville Jaguars because they're the ones who signed him.
I know. Stinks. It stinks with the Gabe signing, with the Mitch Moore signing, with the Q. It's like a reverse fucking Carolina Panthers situation.
Yeah.
So, what'd you think about JK, by the way?
I love him. I mean, I know I met him at DePaulo's after the wing review from Eric Wood, but it's just very genuine guy, and it's just awesome to talk to him again.
Absolutely. I did your absolutely transition. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Talk to me about, and this is the one thing that I'll wrap with, and then we want to play a little bit of trivia game with the audience. We have a ton of comments. We will get to all your comments a bunch on YouTube, but we have one on YouTube coming from Charles C. Excuse me. Deion Walker with that back injury. He wants to know, Matt, what do you think? He actually said, Student, what do you think? But I have no opinion. So Deion Walker with the back injury, what do you think?
I think that they need to take it as slow as possible with him. I think that they have good defensive tackles right now where they could give him a lack of better terms, redshirt year. But I also want to see what he can do and what he can bring it with his frame, and that, Whittle and I have talked about it is, and he's one of the ones that said that he sees, some of that Chris Jones in him, being able to play a, 1 tech, 3 tech, 5 tech, being 345 pounds and 6'7" and occupying blocks, not necessarily playing one tech and being that guy that's going to take on, a double team or anything. But, we've seen multiple pictures of him having to be blocked by 3 and 4 guys. That means Joey Bosa, AJ Epinesa, Greg Rousseau, Ed Oliver, Daquan Jones, whoever's on the field with him at that time are going to be freed up to be able to, make a play. So we'll definitely have to see what happens. But I do think that at this point, depending on the back and how it progresses into the summer, into training camp, I think that they need to be as cautious with that as possible, because you're not talking about a leg or a knee. You're talking about somebody's back, somebody's spine. And it's tough.
Yeah, it's something we dealt with. The back problems is something that we've dealt with. We've dealt with well with, we know Spencer Brown has had some back issues. We know Alex had some back issues. We know, Tommy had a bit of back issues. That's confined, to the line. But Deion Walker, that push-pull fucking leverage, that'll absolutely fucking get you. We're gonna welcome on a guest just in a couple moments. Somebody from Dude Champion, somebody who runs the Madden Ultimate Dynasty. Matt, can you, for the uninitiated, this has actually got me by my attention by the balls.
Yeah, I know, which is really weird,
because I think video games are fucking lame as fuck.
Every Friday night, myself and Pat Bruckness do the Dude Champions gaming stuff on Twitch, Twitter, Kick, Facebook, YouTube, and he plays Madden, specifically Madden Ultimate Team, and he just, we build a no money spent team, and we have it up right now as a 96 offense and a 94 defense. So it's just a lot of fun taking legends of old and some of the newer guys and seeing what it would be like to have those guys on a team.
We got another question for us coming from YouTube. They're asking us, you guys were one of the first to break that the Buffalo Bills did have red helmets, if I remember correctly. Is that still true?
2023. They were delivered.
And why do we know that, man?
Because of Zenith?
Yeah.
Yeah.
My old college coach, I'll tell this story one more time. My old college coach, shout out Jeremy Edwards. He works at Zenith. I'm not sure if he does anymore, but he did call and let me know that those helmets have been at One Bills Drive since
March of 2023.
April of 2023. April of 2023. We asked Alec Anderson about it. We asked Tommy Doyle about it. We asked Eric Wood about it. They know nothing of the sort. So I don't know if those packages landed and were forgotten about, but I mean, it's all this fan base is talking about. So anyway, we just
really want the red helmets. Like I'm sorry, like at least one game this year to close out the season.
Yeah, absolutely. Maddie, why don't you just play our sponsors real quick? We'll get to this game while we load our next guest.
Absolutely. And again, thank you to all our sponsors that do what they can for us.
For the best Italian food in Western New York, Elliot Apollo's, call 716-825-3675. The Lardon Construction Group.
Fubo TV, the official streaming service of Dude Champions. FanDuel, the official sportsbook of Dude Champions.
For all your summertime needs, beauty pools, as well as kayak pools.
CX Chronicles, your total customer solutions focused manager. W.GG, the official energy drink of Dude Champions.
Hey, Sons of Erie, our artwork looks better on your walls. Hamburg Brewing, please visit our tap room on Boston State Road, Hamburg, New York. And finally,
Fat Boy Surf Club for all your surfing needs.
So, Maddie, why don't you give them the schedule of who we have like coming up, because we are fucking booked solid, bro.
Yeah, I mean, so this week we do have the Jeremy Kelly why not you that his camp. We also have the Elliot Apollo golf tournament on that Monday, a bocce ball tournament on June 22nd.
Sunday, yeah.
And I'm just trying to think what else we have. At some point we'll have Aaron Williams on. We also have
where is AWOL? He hasn't texted me back yet. What a dick. Fucking AWOL, man. So why don't you explain this game? We're going to play it just a little bit because, it is 10:33. We'll probably go to 11. We'll do a little bit longer. Just a little couple programming notes. We've been getting a lot of DMs, Matt, a lot of DMs with people asking how they can join Do Champions. I put out a tweet the other day, which I know some of you guys emailed me about. Just send us your pitch, send us your cut reel.
Send us your ideas.
Send us your ideas, and if it's something we vibe with, something we really like, we'll certainly hear you out. Give a test out trial. Currently, we have about 8 shows going in the fall with a couple brand partnerships. We do have room for about 2 or 3 more shows. That's basically that. So it is one of those things where. Fortunately, we do have to have a little bit of couth, a little bit of decorum. So if you've been on air for a while, stuff like that, and you want to join the Do crew, please let us know. And now, hey, let's welcome some guy who left the network for whatever reason, and then we welcome back with this segment's called "Here's Why You Suck." What's up, Patty?
What's up? Nothing much. I like this segment. That should be my Madden skills, because I do suck at Madden.
Yeah, last night was not the greatest of nights for you, man. You went like 0-4, and then luckily it was time to end at that point. So
it's like that Rocky meme, throw in the damn towel. It was bad.
Yes.
Yo, how much better is this guy on camera now?
Oh yeah, it's definitely.
It's like crazy. Like you were like.
You were bad.
Did I just text Alec Anderson to go live and he just fucking went live on fucking Instagram instead? What a fucking thing.
I was always saying I agree all the time. Yeah, it was bad.
So we're gonna play a little game right now. We're gonna play a little game right now, Pat. I know you're a fan of 2 teams, both the Bears and the Bills.
Oh boy,
so maybe you have an upward advantage. But we're gonna play first to 5 correct questions. I think on this. Maddie, give me the dice. I'll roll it.
Yep. Real quick, though, we're going to be playing Buffalo against the world. We have an entire stack of cards. So we do have some time to play this over the next couple of months before we get into the Buffalo Bills season. But also check us out on Saturday mornings as well on Hockey Hotline for myself and Beyond 716 to talk about the Sabres and cry with us.
Yeah. Well, I don't know why that show's still going on because fucking that's just brutal. Well, here's the questions here. What do I roll? We're gonna roll.
So roll the B dice first. B and world dice first. Like if you look.
So this is the way it will go. It'll start with me. I'll roll for you, and then I'll roll for Pat. Then it'll rotate to you. You'll roll for Pat. You'll roll for me. Then it'll rotate. I'll roll for Pat. How's that?
So why am I holding these then? Because we need to make sure that
because you took them out of my hand. You're a control freak.
Sorry. Here.
Yeah. Did. So anyway, as we start everything, we start with the Pledge of Allegiance. That is it. All right, Maddie, to roll to you. Here we go. The first one is going to be a Buffalo question.
Okay.
Second one is going to be a level 5 question.
So it's on the back. It's not a level 5. It's I have to get 5 of the answers correct.
Ooh,
so
okay.
If you look on the back, the Buffalo ones, not the world.
Got it.
You can ask any of those questions, and I have to get all of them right without missing one of them. The second I miss one of them, it's gone.
Okay, first of 5. Here we go. Through 2018, 6 players. I'm going to stick with the Bills. From 1967 to 2018, the Bills selected 10 players using a top 5 pick in the NFL draft. Give me 5.
Okay, so Bruce Smith.
1.
Marcel Darius.
2.
Top 5 pick, you said?
Yep.
Sammy Watkins.
3. This is kind of hard.
I'm trying to think. Hold on. I mean, because it might be going back a bit. Because there wasn't a lot of top 5 picks for the Bills, right?
That's really tough.
Yeah, can I get a hint?
No
hint. Okay.
Fuck you.
All right. Let's think here for a second. So I got Bruce. I got
Pat, I will be rolling for you, but those are the two cards.
Josh
You'll ask
Allen was
on your phone.
7th pick. Ed Oliver was 9. Bills were in the Super Bowl in the 90s, so there wasn't really anything there. They weren't
30-second play clock.
Yeah, they weren't bad enough during the 2000s, so I'm thinking it's somewhere in the 80s. So I mean, OJ Simpson,
One more.
and then
Ooh.
I'm
10 seconds.
yeah. Joe Cribbs? Yeah, I didn't think so.
Now,
I just
from
took a
1967 to 2018, the Bills selected 10 players using a top 5 pick in the NFL draft. That's be Tom Kosonu, A.L. Collins, Marcel Darius, J.D. Hill, Terry Miller, Walt Patulski, O.J. Simpson, Bruce Smith, Sammy Watkins, Mike Williams. Mike Williams would have been palatable. Hey, to Pat, here we go.
All right.
Here we go. You're going to do a world question. Let me get a worldie. That's on the back.
That's on the back side.
There we go. And I'm rolling it here.
Okay.
Oh, that's too many. We'll do 4. You got to get 4 right.
All right.
Here we go. Through 2018, 8 men have made 4 or more Super Bowl appearances as an NFL head coach. Give me 4.
Andy Reid. Bill Belichick.
No, Andy Reid is not one.
Oh.
3 strikes.
Bill Belichick?
Correct.
Yeah, Bill Belichick, Super Bowls. Head coaches since 2018, not Sean McVay, not Nick Sirianni. Kyle Shanahan?
No.
Since
Pat, you're missing a
2018.
massive one.
Head coaches. Not Andy
Through
Reid.
2018. Through
Oh,
2018.
through 2018.
I knew he would fuck that up.
Through 2018.
Putting 30 seconds on the clock.
It's not like McCarthy.
15 seconds.
Marv Levy?
Correct. You got 2 of 4.
Okay, you got Marv Levy. You
10,
got
9.
Dallas's head coach.
Correct. 8, 7.
Yes.
Tom Landry.
We go through 2018. 8 men have made 4 or more Super Bowl appearances as an NFL head coach. Bill Belichick, Joe Gibbs, Bud Grant, Tom Landry, Marv Levy, Chuck Noll, Dan Reeves, Don Shula. So you go. Rotating the dice.
Yeah.
You Pat first while I use the bathroom.
Yep. All right, Pat, real quick. You're going again.
Yeah.
You're getting a Buffalo question.
Finally.
And you have to get 4 right.
What's the next score?
Okay.
What's that?
Next score?
I don't know.
It's over.
On commercial. Through 2018, 8 backs have rushed for 10 or more touchdowns in a season as a member of the Buffalo Bills.
10 rushing touchdowns. Fred Jackson?
1 strike.
James Cook has, but
Right. Through 2018.
through 2018. Okay. I don't think LaShawn McCoy.
Yep. There's 1.
Okay, LaShawn McCoy. CJ Spiller.
Nope. That's strike 2.
Marshawn Lynch. That's wrong.
That is wrong. So the list includes Joe Cribbs, Cookie Gilchrist, Travis Henry, LaShawn McCoy, Willis McGahee, Rob Riddick, O.J. Simpson, and the biggest one that you missed, Thurman Thomas.
Oh my gosh, how did I forget Thurman?
All right, so we're just waiting on Student to come back so we can so he can go real quick. But let's see here. Yeah, I can't believe you missed the Thurman question. That was a brutal one there. So
right over my head.
Yeah, unfortunately, it shouldn't have gone over your head. But you know.
Oh yeah, I mean, I made a few bloopers yesterday. And I'm making some tonight as well. So Man.
Yeah, that's okay. That's definitely okay. Definitely check Pat and myself out on Friday nights at 11 o'clock. We will be playing. Well, he'll be playing Mutt. And once we get through that, I know that you're gonna do. When college football comes out, I know you're gonna do like a road to the national championship, rebuilding a program. We might you might have you stream a couple days in a row on that. Definitely have to take a look at and see what we can do for you, but that's something that's definitely out there. So
most definitely.
We're just waiting on Student to come back here so we can continue this game because it's his turn.
Okay, let's roll.
All right, so you are getting a Buffalo question, and you have to get 3 right.
Buffalo question 3. Come on, let's go.
Through 2018, 6 players have scored points for the Buffalo Bills in a Super Bowl.
Okay.
Name them. Name 3 of them.
Thurman Thomas.
Yep.
Jim Kelly.
Nope.
Okay.
Strike 1.
Andre Reed.
Nope.
Am I gonna get struck out? Thurman Thomas. Andre Reed, huh?
That's shocking.
Pete Metzler's?
Yep, that's 2. Need 1 more.
Thanks, Dick.
You're missing a big one.
Tom Beebe.
Yep. There you go.
The Bills make me wanna.
All right. Patty, we'll roll the dice. He's gonna take
it's me now.
Yeah?
Yes, Matt's turn.
Who asked you it?
Huh?
Who asked you the question?
Not me.
Pat does.
Well, okay. Yeah.
Right? So Pat, it's a Buffalo question. He's already got the question on his computer.
Okay.
Here you go, Pat. You gotta get 3 right, Pat. Pick any of those I texted you. He's gotta get 3 right.
All right. From 2000 through 2018, 7 Bills defenders recorded 3 or more sacks in a single game.
In a single game. From the year 2000
to 2018. From the year 2000 to 2018, 7 Bills defenders recorded 3 or more sacks in a single game.
Jerry Hughes.
Incorrect.
Mario.
Strike 1.
Correct.
Trying to think here. So, and I have to get how many right?
2 more.
2 more. Marcel Darius on that list.
Correct.
It's 2. 2000 to 2018. Aaron Schobel.
Correct.
Perfect.
Wow.
Make me wanna.
There we go.
All right, Pat, you got a blue. This one's for me. Whoa. Drop that on the floor. It is the numerical value of 3. Go ahead. Hit me with the question, Pat.
Oh, yeah, here. Through 2018, 12 players have registered more than 30 career sacks as a member of the Buffalo Bills.
More than they got 30 career sacks as a member of the Buffalo Bills?
Yes, through 2018.
Through 2018. Bruce Smith.
Correct.
Daryl Talley.
Correct.
Fred Smirlis.
Strike 1.
Kyle Williams.
Correct.
That was easy.
The Bills make me wanna.
Not fucking Freddie Smirlis, huh?
Yeah, that's crazy.
No.
All right. I guess I have to go. We gotta go best of 3 here. I'm up 2.
You're 2-1 right now. It's 2-1 right now. 2-1 to nothing.
Okay. Going to Matt or Pat?
It goes to him.
Okay. It's gonna be a world question. You have to get all 6. Jeez, that's a rough hit.
Oh, boy.
This is not fair. That's a completely fair, actually. During the 1980s, 10 players earned college football's Heisman Trophy. Name 6.
During the 80s?
Yes.
It's actually not a bad question.
I could get this, I think.
I think
80s. think I'm trying to think 90s quarterbacks then. Elway?
No.
Kelly didn't win a Heisman. Corey Aikman?
Do you even know where Ellie went to college?
Kelly? Yeah, he went to Miami.
Elway.
Elway.
Oh, Elway. No, I do not.
Went to the same school as
Horrible Harry.
yeah.
Oh, wow.
Stanford. Yeah.
Troy Aikman on there?
Troy Aikman is not on there.
It's 2 strikes.
Shot in the dark.
I mean, I think if you guess a quarterback and you're wrong, you have to tell me where they went to school. Yeah, Aikman played, I believe,
UCLA.
No. Yeah, but he was at Oklahoma before.
I don't know where he was before, but
before the end. Yeah, you only played 1 year. Yeah, first
round. Marino.
Number 1. Marino is not on there. Man, Pat, you suck. That's 3 strikes.
And where did he go to school?
I'll defer this question.
You go to Pitt? You go to Pitt?
He went to Pitt.
Yeah. It's interesting.
All right, my turn.
Who do you think? Give me. He didn't even scratch the surface. Give me 10.
Andre Ware, Bo Jackson, Marcus Allen.
You're 3 for 3.
Trying to think who else in the.
There's a Buffalo Bill in there.
I know there is. What did Thurman win the Heisman?
No. Shout out Oklahoma State.
Barry Sanders.
Correct. Shout out Oklahoma State. Is that why you got that? Because I said Oklahoma State.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was just quarterbacks. Ooh.
No.
Ooh.
Like I'm picturing. Was there a hurricane on there also?
There is a hurricane on there.
Michael Irvin?
No.
No.
Quarterback.
Oh. Bernie Kosar.
No.
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 Who's the quarterback in the 80s that? All right, I'm done.
Yeah. Vinny Testaverde.
Testaverde, yeah. Yep.
Herschel Walker, Doug Flutie.
Got it.
Whoa.
Got it. All right, for my question now.
You got it.
Am I going World or Bills or World or Buffalo?
I feel like Josh Stockel is like Stump the Schwab.
Sometimes, yeah. It feels like that sometimes, yeah.
Yeah, go ahead. You do the dice.
Yes, sir.
To me?
It's my question. World question, and I have to get 4 right. World question, 4 right. Whenever you're ready.
I'm ready.
No, I mean, whenever you got to draw it for me because I haven't answered yet.
Through 2018, 8 men have made. We already got that one somehow. Nope. Okay, these 11 players started on defense for the New York Giants in Super Bowl. I guess it'd be 25.
Super Bowl 25, 1990.
Yeah.
So you got Lawrence Taylor.
Okay.
You got what the heck is his name? Why?
I don't think. Yeah, you're not getting this.
Yeah, I give up.
Yeah,
I completely give up.
I mean, Greg Jackson, Pepper Johnson, Leonard Marshall. Those are some. And Perry Williams.
Leonard Marshall. Yep, that was the Pepper Johnson was another one that who's the linebacker for them? The other linebacker for them, Carter. He has a show now on MSG. What the heck is his name?
Not Mark Collins.
No, last name Carter. No,
Collins. Mark Collins.
Maybe it was Mark Collins.
All right, roll for me, baby. We'll just keep this going. This is, I mean, I don't know. Like, if anybody's on the drive home.
All right, you got a world question and
keep it
4 right. I got it.
Keep it football.
Yep, absolutely. These 11 players started on defense for the Chicago Bears in Super Bowl 20.
Buckus.
Nope.
Shit, I'm fucked.
The 85 Bears.
Oh, I didn't hear that part.
It's Super Bowl 20, 85 Bears.
Fridge.
Yep.
Oh, this is easy.
Yep.
Dude.
This does not help my case. I know that.
The last name starts with an S. Cornerback. Not Brian Piccolo.
No.
Fucking with you.
One of them. I'll give you a couple hints. You ready?
Yeah.
One of them was a defensive coordinator for the Bills.
Duran? That was a joke.
No, it wasn't.
No, it wasn't a joke. But Duran did come from the Bears.
He did. He was the head coach of the Bears.
I know. That's where that comment came from. Singletary?
Mike Singletary. Yep.
Holy shit. So I got two.
But he wasn't the Bill that I was talking to, the defensive coordinator for the Bill.
Perry?
Yeah, you got Perry. You got Singletary.
It's not Perry Fuel, is it?
No.
Where did he play?
No.
I think he played for the Bears too.
He went to the Bears, but he wasn't playing for them.
Shit, that's why I'm getting fucked.
I like this one. I don't know how you didn't get it from that.
When did you
see the DC?
2 years ago.
Babbage?
That's 3 strikes. Richard Dent, Dave Duerson, Gary Fensick, Leslie Frazier, Dan Hampton, Wilbur Marshall, R.I.P. Steve McMichael, William Perry, Mike Richardson, Mike Singletary, and Otis Wilson.
Josh, check your Twitter. I just invited Josh on just because I think Josh is a character. I like Josh. So, all right, we'll do one more roll.
Yeah, Pat, I'll roll for you real quick.
All right. Let's do it.
Buffalo question, and
thank goodness.
you gotta get 6 right. I'll pick one from the
come
list.
on.
I'll pick one from the list. Do you want a Sabres question or Bills question?
Please keep it Bills question.
Through 2018, 6 backs have rushed for more than 3,500 yards as a Buffalo Bill.
Thurman Thomas.
Yep, that's 1.
Not getting that one wrong. O.J. Simpson.
That's 2.
Fred Jackson.
That's 3.
LaShawn McCoy.
That's 4. That wins. Or not wins, but that's that's correct. All right.
Is another one CJ Spiller? Just out of curiosity.
No, it is not CJ Spiller. No.
Really?
Can you remove the couch camera?
I already did.
All right, invite Josh. No, remove it so we can put Josh on. Josh,
what's
up? That's a heck of a ceiling fan, dude.
Yeah, nice ceiling fan, Josh.
Yeah, dude, you got any lights on in that place? Jeez, man.
I'll turn them on.
Yeah, I was gonna say we got sponsors we got to report to, dude.
There we go.
So, Josh, I'm gonna read out one of these Buffalo questions just for you, man. Oh man, you lose some weight. You look fucking good, dude.
Oh, thank you.
It's all that hot air you've been speaking on Twitter, just exiting your lungs. It's deflating your chest. Josh, if you've gamed with us, I think all of us are going to ask you one question real quick because it kind of feels like Stump the Schwab with you. Through 2018, 6 backs have rushed for more than 3,500 yards as a member of the Bills.
That's the one I just asked Pat.
Yeah,
I was off the desk. Off the desk, as we say on Wall Street. Nope. A good one. Okay, Josh, you ready for us?
Sure.
How are you, handsome? From 2001 to 2018, the Bills had 8 different defensive coordinators. I want you to name me 4 of them.
Hold on. 3 of them.
3 of them. Going to Josh.
Oh, from 2001 to 2018?
2001 to 2018, the Bills have had 8 different defensive coordinators. Name me 3 of them.
Wade Phillips?
That is not going to qualify.
No.
Strike 1.
Holy cow. I'm stumped on this one.
We just named one.
Leslie Frazier. Yeah.
That's one.
Yeah, that's one. And then, was Rex Ryan? Who was the defense coordinator of Rex Ryan? Was it Rex Ryan himself? No.
He got hired as a head.
It wasn't Rob.
Nope. He was a quality control coach.
God, who
Rob Ryan wasn't the DC?
Nope. No. Quality control coach.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, you guys got me on this one. I can't even think of any.
So we'll go with Mike Patine, Jim Schwartz, Dennis Thurman, Dave Wanstead, Jerry Gray, Leslie Frazier, Perry Fuel, and George Edwards. Maddie, why don't you ask the Schwab another Bills question?
All right, so we got one a little bit harder here, maybe not as hard. Again, roll to 3. From 1960 to 2018, 17 different Buffalo Bills have returned a kickoff for a touchdown. Name 3 of them.
Ooh.
Terrence McGee.
Yep.
You can do that right away.
Rob Riddick.
Nope. He is not on there.
Okay. Terrence McGee. Ledoy.
Yeah. I'll give it to you. Leotis McKelvin. One more.
What, he says one syllable and you're giving it to him?
No.
Hey, it kind of came out the way he talked, right?
Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
Down by the bayou.
Roscoe Parrish.
That is 2 strikes.
Oh, I thought that would have been
Really? Wow. Yeah, me too.
Let's see. So Leotis, Terrence McGee, Don Smith.
Don Smith, I don't have on here.
Okay.
So that's all right. That's strike 3. The list is,
repeat the question.
From 1960 to 2018, 17 different Buffalo Bills have returned a kickoff
Tasker?
For a touchdown. No, Tasker is not on here.
Tasker's a gunner.
Lofton is not on here.
Lee Evans?
Lee Evans was not on here.
Naaman Roosevelt.
Wow.
No. Ready. The list: Max Anderson, Art Baker, Curtis Brown, Fred Brown, Albert Dubinion, Al Edwards, Wallace Francis.
This is crazy.
Greg Jones, Henry Jones, Terrence McGee, Leotis McKelvin, Eric Moulds, Charlie Rogers.
That's where I got the 80 from.
Charlie Rogers, O.J. Simpson, Brad Smith, C.J. Spiller, and Charlie Warner.
Tommy Jomber got that C.J. Spiller.
Yep.
Tommy, you're on with that one.
Yeah.
All right. Pat, I'm texting you the last question to ask real quick to our homeboy Josh. Josh, thanks for hopping on. I just need a little question.
I'm looking right now.
Yeah.
Here you go.
Okay. I'll just ask, not to be performative. From 1985 to 2018, 10 kickers have made a field goal for the Bills. Name 3 of them.
Ryan Lindell, Scott Norwood, Steve Christie.
There you go.
That's
that was too easy. That was way too easy, bro.
Josh, thanks for hopping on, man. We want to thank Jeremy Kelly for hopping on. We want to not thank Aaron Williams because I think he's in a bottle of tequila right now. Oh, yo, you on? I just left the bar. Yep. All right. Yep. Yeah. We'll have Aaron Williams on.
All right. I'll take off. Later, guys.
Thanks, Josh.
Yeah.
Thanks, Josh. All right. Let's do one more question here real quick.
Well, dial one up for Aaron Williams because we're going to have Aaron Williams on right now. Aaron Williams.
After seeing the video he shared, I should ask him how many goats he put in Ed Reed's office a couple of years ago.
Yeah, good question. Yeah, I just saw that video. I think it was today.
Actually, ask him that defensive coordinator question.
Yo, let's just take it recognizing our sponsors real quick.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
For the best Italian food in Western New York, Elliott Apollo's, call 716-825-3675. The Lardon Construction Group.
Fubo TV, the official streaming service of Do Champions. FanDuel, the official sportsbook of Do Champions.
For all your summertime needs, beauty pools, as well as kayak pools.
CX Chronicles, your total customer solutions focused manager. W.GG, the official energy drink of Do Champions.
Hey, Sons of Erie, our artwork looks better on your walls. Hamburg Brewing, please visit our tap room on Boston State Road, Hamburg, New York. And finally,
Fat Boy Surf Club for all your surfing needs. All right, and again, thank you to all of our sponsors. You'll see those all over the network and all over everything that we have because they are great to us, and definitely check them out in anything that they do. And we may have some more coming on in the near future.
Who's outside of AWOL, Pat? Whose career do you think ended prematurely for the Buffalo Bills that you wish hadn't?
Oh, that's a good question. Before we re-signed Tre'Davious White, I would say Tre'Davious White, but we did bring him back, so I can't say Trey White. Carlos Williams?
Yeah, that would probably be one of them. Yeah, for sure. I would have liked
Eric
to see
Wood too.
Yeah, I would have liked to see what Eric Wood could have done with Josh Allen. You know, that's definitely another one. I'm trying to think. I mean, like, there wasn't really a lot. Another one is I would love to see Chris Spielman here a little bit longer, like back in the late '90s. Bryce Paup as well.
Josh said Woods. I think he's referring to not Robert Woody. Is he?
Not sure.
Bobby Trees.
If you have one, definitely give us a first name on that if you met Robert Woods. But I'm just trying to think. I mean, I can't think of really a lot of people that
Yeah, I think we'll save AWOL.
Yeah, we'll definitely save AWOL. We definitely want to thank everybody for joining us tonight. Definitely thank you so much to everybody that hopped on. Anybody watching us on Kick, StreamYard definitely added them, StreamYard added them. So we want to thank anybody who joined us from there. We can't see if you're watching or anything, but definitely give us a follow there on at Dude Champions. Definitely give us a follow Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and now Kick as well. So we want to thank everybody
except Aaron Williams.
No, we definitely want to thank Aaron. He has
texting.
He has other things going on. Living life is whatever he is. But we definitely want to thank everybody. So until next time, until next Saturday, actually until probably Friday, with the Jeremy Kelly camp coming up, definitely check that out. Check us out there. Thank you to all.
And we will have Aaron Williams on next week.
Perfect.
Confirmed.